The following program is an OCAmedia community-produced episode of Oregon Life, and we would like to thank our sponsors, Torhorse Insurance and the Oregon Brooklyn Optimist Club. We are proud to have you as our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Zenon Kochan. I own and operate Simply Whitetails Archery in Oregon. Started probably 10 years ago. I was doing a lot of work for myself on bows, and it kind of escalated to doing friend stuff and their friends. And my father-in-law encouraged me to start my own business, which I did. At the time, I was in the basement working on bows, then it moved to the garage. And in 2019, we moved slightly outside of town to a bigger property where there was an outbuilding that was kind of a future vision for growing the shop. For the first couple years, it was still in the garage. Started building a clientele who are still loyal to me today. In the last couple years, I've expanded to the outbuilding, and anybody watching this is probably thinking, well, this looks a lot different than I was there. Pretty much every month I'm changing something and growing. We're getting this bow all leveled to set the knock point. As you see, the bow is level. I have the arrow in here. Rest is set so the arrow's traveling through the burger hole. I've found in most cases slightly knock high is ideal for a starting point. And I typically tie in the top D-loop knot and then tie a bottom knock set. And this is a brand new bow setup for a customer. As I evolved and really right off the bat, I wanted to have a shop that was heavy customer service. It didn't matter if it was an old bow, a new bow, you want a new bow, etc. I'd take what you have and make it the very best it could be. One of my business strategies or kind of foundations is I firmly believe on setting up individual appointments and not having multiple customers waiting around to talk. It's one-on-one, finding out what your needs are. There's many different choices, and it really depends on what your end goal is. If you want an old bow fixed and upgraded, that's definitely something I do. If you want something new, we can get you figured out, but it's the one-on-one appointment style is really, I feel, ideal and not really in the industry right now. So after we have everything leveled, we have a pretty good base. We've checked the timing, we've checked the synchronization of the cams. We're typically going to go to paper, and we're going to shoot through paper at about a yard away from the paper. This was a shot on a different bow. As you can see, our knock is low and right, so we actually want to move our rest to the left and down, or we want to manipulate our string on the back end right to correct this. And it's going to take a couple times to get it through. So one thing I'm pretty passionate about is I like to control as many factors as possible. So I also make my own strings. After buying and installing many strings on bows, there's certain things that I like better than others, and I also get to have the strings on the stretcher all the way up to the point that they're installed, which eliminates a lot of the peep twists that you're going to find. I can really dial in the length Custom colors. One of the main reasons I did start doing it is I don't have to rely on shipping, building of strings, etc. I can do it all in-house. I have better lead times, and at the end of the day, a better product, something I can stand behind. And every customer is going to receive some sort of training on archery standards and anchor points. A lot of times we're used to doing it a certain way and it may not be ideal, but if you can do it every time and it works for you, it works for you. But there's going to be an element of coaching at the end of every service job, or if you wanted to come in and get some coaching, we do that as well. So one thing to look for, and I see it a lot, you can look at your bow within 30 seconds and know if it's completely tuned correctly, if you're shooting like through paper and all these things. So right off the bat, you're going to want to look at your bow, and your arrow should be generally level, maybe slightly knock high from the burger hole, which is, can't really see it on this bow, but right there. So you can see that this arrow is pretty much level with this bow. The other thing you want to look at is you want to look down your limb bolts, and your arrow should be close to center. Some manufacturers it might be off center, but still square straight out of the bow. If you ever look at your bow and your arrow's going off to the side, or you got significant knock high, they're compensating for something in your wheel system or your cam lean, etc. Ideally, you want to manipulate the string either through various bow company technology or shims to where this arrow is flying square center through that riser. And the only way to do it is to manipulate the string. That typically takes a lot more time than if you came in here and we shoot through paper and I set you up and I send you out the door. So that's another reason why the appointment and the later pickup is ideal for me to tune this completely correct. Yeah, if you're looking to get into archery or get back into archery or even take your archery equipment to the next level, come down and see me, make an appointment, give me a call. Texting, anything works for me. I'm pretty open and available. If you want to just check it out or really get dialed in for this upcoming season or target season, come down to Simply Whitetails.